we just had the first Spurs Media Day, and there are a lot of big things to come. The biggest thing, though, is the ascension of the alien. This year, Wemby is poised to have one of the greatest year twos we have ever seen, and we're going to break down why that is here on Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And I appreciate all of you guys coming here. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that now. Take a spur of the moment to get every Spurs moment. We're on the road to 2K before the season starts. We're trying to be ambitious. We want to see if we can get there, but we need your help. So if you haven't, just make sure you hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, how Wemby is reshaping his Spurs ambitions. We had our great guy over here. We have Brian, we have Josh, but Brian did a video actually speaking on Spurs Media Day, talking about Chris Paul, talking about Keldon Johnson. He mentioned Wemby as well in this, and kind of the aspirations of this roster moving forward, and he did a great job with that. But I want to key in here on Victor Wembanyama even more, and it's because expectations are the same. This is what Gregg Popovich said. Our expectations are the same as they've been for the first year I coached. We want to be the best team we can be. Pop enters 29 seasons team-wise, how to play, what it takes to win, that sort of thing. So those are the goals. They always have been. Even when we're a championship-colored team, we never said we were going to win this many games. This is not what we do. Never a point of discussion at all. And that is great, because it doesn't matter if you win 41 games, 51 games, 61, 73 games. Regardless, you've got to go through the tournament, and you got to win, at this point, 16 games to go win a championship in the playoffs. So doesn't matter what happened to get there. As long as you get there, you give yourself a chance to be very successful in this league. And we've seen everything from a 1 seed all the way down to an 8 seed make the finals. So, and anything can be possible, can be done. But we start with Wemby. There's a lot of work because it's a culture that must be established. For my part, I have not had a winning season. It is a culture that we have to establish, explained by Wembanyama. It is something that is done every day because it is easier. Bad habits are easier to adopt than good ones. Already you can tell the mindset that this guy is in. He, coming from Paris, coming off of a rookie season where he was sensational, obviously only won 22 games. He clearly knows basketball history. He knows how many championships Pop has won. Perennially a 50-win team every year. They had Tim Duncan. He knows that was the culture there, and he wants to get back to that. Pop said, actually, Media Day, that Wemby understands what it takes. He's going to get going, and what he has to give back to counter that kind of thing. Meaning the good habits, the bad habits, being able to ascend and take himself to a next level. Wemby spoke on even more on Media Day. There will be no more room for mistakes. My role. I see it as I said. I want to be a leader by example. Leader in the locker room too, but above all on the court. I think it's on both sides of the pitch, both tactically and in the spirit of a group. I want to be the base of the defense and also a playmaker in attack. Someone who makes his teammates play. This sounds like a guy who's in his 8th season. This sounds what Anthony Edwards, I know he's not in his 8th season, but what Anthony Edwards should be saying coming off the season he had, what Jokic should be saying, what Luka should be saying, what these guys who have already been established in the league, made finals run, conference finals runs, obviously they've been on Olympic teams for their respected countries, and this is what it's sounding like from Victor Wembanyama. He goes further on to say, as I said before, there will be no more room if I am within my standards, and I will help the team in the right way. I will have a leading role in attacking offensively and defensively. It is not something that should happen naturally. This guy is locked in, and this guy is ready. He is ready to make the next step. He is showcasing why he is a true leader of this team, and this guy's not even 21 yet. This guy's not even can legally drink, but this guy is ready to lead an entire franchise, put it on his shoulders, and bring us to the promised land, which is why he is such a talent amongst all of the talent. And he's ready to embrace the team leader, as we just saw. But here's what I want to get into that I thought was very interesting. This was written in a recent article talking about the parallels between LeBron and Wemby, and I want to dive even more into that because I think it's interesting, and I think it's showcasing that Wemby even has a better chance to start off even a little better than LeBron James did in his first couple seasons. But when LeBron took over the Cavs in his rookie season, his more experienced teammates were not happy and upstaged by a teenager, despite it being clear that he was the best player on the court. LeBron walked into the league a top about 20 player in the league. That first game against the Kings, you knew, you're like, okay, this guy's going to be one of them ones. And then in the Spurs, veterans were thrilled at a franchise player. Of course, why wouldn't we be thrilled? Multiple losing seasons, you get the number one overall pick for a reason. It's not because your team's really good. Obviously, you have these lone cases where your team is good, but you make a great trade, so you're able to get a top pick, plus already having a good team. This was not one of those cases. This was a team that needed this guy. And some of this stuff is crazy. This is said by Devin Vassell. Some of the stuff he does is crazy. Watching him grow and just be almost the voice of that Olympic team, carrying that team, us saying, we have LeBron, we got all these great players, and he's looking like he wasn't backing down from nobody. And this is obviously talking about the parallels with LeBron. This is talking about how he took a whole country on against the greatest players in the world and brought it to a game, and it took the heroics of Steph Curry down the stretch with maybe his greatest 3-minute stretch he's ever had in a game to get a W against this roster. But this right here is what I want to get into. LeBron's rookie year stats is on the left. His second year stats are on the right. 21, 5-5. He is one of, I believe, 4 guys to do that. I think it goes Michael Jordan, randomly Tyreek Evans, who had himself, like, his best season was his rookie year, LeBron James, I want to say Luka, and maybe Oscar, so it might be 5. But 37 and 45 his first year. His roster didn't get any better in his second year. They had no more Carlos Boozer. They had Zydrunas Ilgauskas. It was Drew Gooden, Eric Snow, and a couple other veterans to go along with this. But this Cavs team wasn't good. They improved by 7 wins. They are over 500. He's 27, 7-7. Not even just that, though. LeBron's coming off of a bronze in the Olympics. So he's already had a great rookie season, co-rookie of the year with Carmelo Anthony. Then he goes to the Olympics. He's not the best player on that roster, but he's playing alongside Allen Iverson, Tim Duncan, Dwayne Wade, others on that roster, and they take bronze. I believe they go 5-3. So he's playing basketball all over the summer. And then you see that jump into the next year. He's already taken the self-onus on him. He hated the way that they played. He said it was a waste of his time, and he didn't want to make this a waste of his time. So he comes back already playing basketball, already in great play-in shape, playoff shape, and he goes out and could almost win Most Improved Player. And then you get into Victor Wembanyama, who could do the exact same thing. He's coming off of 21 and 11 with 4 assists, 3 blocks, a steal and a half. His statistics are better than LeBron's rookie statistics, but that's fine. Different day and age. They both had great rookie seasons individually. Obviously, LeBron had better team success, but both of them had great statistics individually. You can argue the Eastern Conference in 03-04 is not as strong as the West in 23-24. Got that? I'm fully with it. Wemby's coming off an Olympics too. Not one where he only averaged 5 points and was one of the 8 top players on that roster when it comes to minutes. He's coming off being the best player on a team that got to the finals, that got to the championship match, the gold medal match against this guy LeBron, against Steph Curry, against Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, and all these great players, and made it a game. Not just him. We know that Yabusele played well. We know that Fournier, not in that game in particular, but he shot well. France had some shooters and had some players who were ready for the moment. But this guy right here is the reason why they were even in that moment. He's the reason why they were even in that situation. And you saw the jump from year 1 to year 2. That was just of LeBron. We've seen it with so many players. Wade after his Olympic run in 08, best season he's ever had. We see Kevin Durant after his Olympic run. He played phenomenal. Anthony Davis came off of being an Olympian as a rookie. His second year was great. You have a lot of these guys who, when they play basketball all season and then in the offseason too, especially with their younger bodies, they don't need the recovery time that maybe someone like Chris Paul needs as a 39-year-old guy, that he needs to take that time to work on his body. Wemby, as he said in his media day conference when he was talking, prepping for the Olympics, he was over in San Antonio, putting in work. He goes over to Paris with his team, putting in work. He's there, then he comes back, and he's continuing to put on work. He's gaining strength, he's gaining muscle. He's not looking to put on muscle. He's looking to gather and gain more strength, and that's what he's doing. You can clearly see the difference between his year 1 rookie day body and his body today. He's actively trying to get better. Wemby doesn't only have a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year this year, which he is leading favorite for, and he should have won it last year, and he's going to win it this year. He doesn't only have a chance to move this team from 22-60 into at least a play-in spot. Brian and I are both in line with this, that the play-ins are a live thing for the San Antonio Spurs. I understand their win total is only 35.5, but this is a live thing. This guy has a chance to win Most Improved Player this year. There's no reason why he can't average 26, 12, and 4 blocks with 2 steals. Shooting better from the floor. The thing about this San Antonio Spurs team, too, is the Cavs did not do great by LeBron organizationally early on. It took them until 08, 09, and even then you could argue they got Mo Williams, they got Antoine Jamison, they got like a few players within that stretch, but they didn't get great talent. You get a leader veteran, Chris Paul. You already have Devin Vassell. I understand he's going to miss the first bit of the season, and I'm a little weary on the fact that his foot could linger, but yeah, put that aside, even so. You've got Harrison Barnes, champion, a veteran. You've got Jeremy Sochan, who's ready to take the next step. He's eager, he's hungry. You've got Keldon Johnson, who has lost weight. He's eager, hungry. Stephon Castle, who UConn's a 2-time champion, but he's coming in a champion already. You think he's going to want to go from winning to losing? No. Tre Jones contract, he's playing for something. Blake Wesley playing for something. Malachi Branham playing for something. Zach Collins playing for something. All of these guys are either playing, if it's not for the team's success, they're playing for their own success. This team right here is poised and ready to not just be a play-in team, but to be a team that can compete with the best teams in the league. And Wemby is poised not just to win Defensive Player of the Year, but Most Improved Player. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Wemby. Can he take the LeBron James-esque jump from year 1 to year 2? Let me know what you guys think about the Spurs' chances this year. This here has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you guys very soon.